Wyverns and Weirdos' Curse of Strahd is a horror-themed campaign, and as such contains dark themes, including descriptions of gore, violence, and other features intrinsic to the gothic horror genre. Hello, and welcome to Wyverns and Weirdos, The Journey Home, the follow-on from Curse of Strahd, as the players try to make their way home, or the characters try to make their way home. Joining me, as always, are Zoe, playing Sevia, Emily, playing Beatrice, Laura, playing Conrad, Mitch, playing 𝗖𝗔𝗦𝗧, and Johanna, playing Fall. Let's jump into it. So, where we last left off, the party said their farewells and finished their affairs in Barovia. And there were some discussions and a bit of reprimanding of 𝗖𝗔𝗦𝗧 for his actions with the bones of 𝗖𝗔𝗦𝗧. But ultimately, the morning came and Mordenkainen cast plane shift and brought them to Sigil, the city of doors. That is where we pick up from. Now, I hold no illusions that you about you desiring to travel with me, so I will bid you farewell. I will leave you with a parting warning. Do not make deals lightly. And definitely do not make deals with devils. Or 𝗖𝗔𝗦𝗧s, but particularly devils.
Okay, just a second, where are we?
This is Sigil, the city of doors, part of the Outlands, and basically a way of getting pretty much anywhere in the planescape. There are gate towns that are accessible with a little bit of travel, which hold portals to some of the outer planes and most of the outer planes and even some of the inner planes. But basically, it's called the City of Doors because there are portals to pretty much every plane of existence. You just need to look. You just need to know where to look.
Okay. Do you know where the right one for us is?
Unfortunately, I'm not too familiar with your material plane. And I unfortunately cannot tell you for certain whether or not I know of anyone who is familiar with it.
Oh, okay then. Well, thank you for getting us this far then, I guess.
Okay. Sevia? You're aware of how to cast sending. It should work across planes, so if you do find yourself needing to get in contact, then you have that method.
Yes, of course. This entire... Sevia has not paid a single word of attention to what Mordenkainen has said. She already knows about Sigil. Right. She has just been watching everything like a kid in a candy store. She is just flicking from everything to everything, just trying to absorb as much information as she can. She's like, yes, no, of course. Contact you if anything goes wrong. Attempt to find the portal to our realm, even though no one really knows where it is. Yes. Okay. Understood.
And he will, well, farewell, and head off. So yeah, now that Mordenkainen is gone, what would you like to do?
Curious. This is even stranger than elsewhere. Not that I would have thought that was possible.
I've only ever read about this place. This is... Oh my goodness, it's so tall. Big. Do you see how big it is?
It's very big. There's people that are glowing. It's very strange. I haven't read anything like this before.
Yes, no, it's not commonly studied. It's oh goodness. So Sigil. She does a couple little happy claps.
Yes.
Do we think there's any? There'd have to be somewhere we can pawn some stuff.
Hopefully, yes. I suppose we should just wander. This is all very strange.
Yes, what can you tell us about Sigil, Sevia?
What can she tell them about Sigil?
Right, so
Darby?
roll me a history check.
History. Okay. What's my history? That is a dirty 20 on an 11.
Okay. So Sigil is a trader's city with merchants from all across the plains. A lot of trade in information as well as goods, including command words or items required for the operations of portals as well. The portal keys in particular are highly sought after. And the entire city is this big wheel that floats around the peak of a mountain, and the city rests on, it's almost like a donut, floating donut structure at the top. And yeah, so it, as Mordenkainen said, it is possible through the outlands, which are further out. It is possible to travel between the outer planes here without the use of plane shifts and the like.
Yeah. Okay. Well, so Sigil, right? Sigil is, you see, all of this, we're sort of like in a donut, like that is also a wheel. So a donut that is also a wheel, but also we're on top of a mountain. And also we are in the middle of every plane, and every plane has a doorway here. Now in this donut wheel on a mountain, this is a trade city. So people from every plane of existence trade here, they sell things. And one thing they sell is information, and such information includes command words, portal keys. Portal keys are very highly sought after. So they could be quite expensive, especially for somewhere maybe not as well known as Fierlor, from what I'm being led to believe. We do not come from a very tourist-heavy plane of existence. So it might take us a little bit of money, but we have to come to a little bit of money, so that will potentially be no object. However, there is also the possibility, if we wanted to go to the outlands and do a little bit of traveling, we can planar jump via that way without having to worry about portals. However, there is every
those are notably mostly the outer planes, so
but those are notably mostly the outer planes. So it is far less likely that we will end up in Fierlor, which I know is our intention, and I very much would like to go home, but I will admit there is a small part of me that would be very fascinated in doing that. But that's a me thing. I can learn how to do that myself in my own time. Yes, so what we are seeing here are people from almost every plane of existence selling information and knickknacks and things, physical things from different planes. Sorry, it's getting away from me. It's all getting rather away from me. That wasn't the question you asked me. Yes.
Right, so basically we should shop and ask around and find someone who knows the way to Fierlor.
Yes.
Good. Okay.
Yes.
Shouldn't be too hard then.
No, I'm sure all of us and she looks around the party, dazzling personalities will certainly get us home swiftly. Yes.
Yes. Good. All right. Shall we split up then and look, and meet back?
I think it would be best, perhaps, for us to stay together, as we don't really know the lay of the land, so to speak.
All right. Well, we'll pick a direction then.
Yes. Who wants to pick a direction?
That way.
Wonderful. Oh, it's markedly like old times. Remember? And she's going to grab Fall's hand and start scurrying in that direction with like no heed for if anyone's following.
He just like puts his hands on his hips and watches her for a moment, and then just like looks at.
Fall is like looking with like trepidation around, but then he is kind of like, this is quite an amazing place.
Yeah. Sevia has initially been around. Remember like back when we all first met and we were in the woods and Conrad would just point at places and then thunder would crash?
All right.
It was quite yes, no, Sigil is such a wonderful city. As I said, I've only ever read about it, but it really is truly delightful, isn't it? It's all so right.
So, so the first order of business, I take it, is to pawn some stuff. Were you saying?
Possibly.
So
yes.
what are you looking to sell?
Let me just. I think I wrote it here.
Because
we've got the
jewelry, probably.
We've got the jewelry we found at Strahd's castle.
Yep.
And then we've also got the jewelry that Beatrice looted from the Amber Temple. If I can find... There it is. Yep.
We also have...
Oh, and she's got some gems.
Yeah, if we don't want to divide the 15 gems amongst ourselves, because we would get 3 each, we can also potentially pawn those. As well as probably the Manual of Bodily Health and probably the Helm of Brilliance if none of us are going to take it.
Mm.
You could always attempt to sell Prime.
An excellent idea.
I would so love to be rid of him.
Perhaps it's best left for last resort. He's helpful.
We're also for flavour, probably just after Sevia and Fall like went off in the direction that Koro pointed. Koro would have watched them for a moment and then probably like turned around and started to walk off in another direction. I can imagine probably Beatrice would be like, no.
Yeah. She'd grab him by the belt
And while you're
and start walking after them.
And while you're looking for this as well, is there anything that people are looking to try to buy?
A truly strange exotic street food.
Okay.
Yeah, fair.
Yeah.
And potentially a small knick-knack. Oh, actually, Sevia would like to buy herself a new necklace. Doesn't have to be magical.
Okay.
Just something cute and simple.
Well, that would definitely be if you find a jeweler's that to sell on these gems and jewelry. That would definitely be within the scope of what they are selling there.
But yes, she gets very distracted at every store and probably finds 12 fantasy equivalents of the little wavy cats. But the only thing she would actually buy would be exotic street food of some description, preferably on a stick, and she doesn't know how to eat it. And she would like to buy a new necklace. Those are her ports of call.
You find it's
she has 100 books in her bag of holding. She's fine.
Yeah. There's definitely some sort of meat that you find. You don't quite understand what the word used to describe what the meat is, nor what like the like sauce coating it is. But it smells appealing enough.
She would have bought one for everybody.
Let's say that costs you a silver all up.
Okay.
But
wow, that's really setting me back.
Can I get someone to roll me an investigation check to find a place to sell all this?
Ooh. 25.
25. Okay. So you find this this place advertised as a jeweler's by its shop front and go in to find this this 𝗖𝗔𝗦𝗧 fellow inside. Hello. How can I help you today?
I have some wares to sell. Or perhaps trade for something?
If they are within my purview, then I might be able to take some off your hands. And I'm willing to trade as well.
Very good. Beatrice would reach behind her and sort of flap her hand a little bit at Exley to hand her the bag of holding.
Okay.
Exley reaches into his rib cage and pulls it out and hands it over to Beatrice.
The seller seems unfazed by this.
Beatrice rifles around until she finds at least one piece of jewelry and a gem.
Okay. These
are examples of what we have.
These are fine. All of similar quality?
Yes, mostly.
All right. What have you got to sell? How much have you got?
So I have 20 pieces of jewelry.
Yes.
And I can't do maths. 27 gems.
All right. I need to find the notes from.
I have them in front of me for what everything's worth.
Okay.
From Barovia.
Okay.
So a dozen of the gems.
Yeah.
Are worth 50 gold each.
Okay, so that's 600 gold.
And then the other 15 gems are 100 gold each.
Yep, so that's 1,500.
And then all of the jewelry is 250 gold each.
Okay, and how many pieces did you say there were?
20.
20. All right, so that is 5,000, I believe, if I'm calculating that correctly.
I believe so.
Is it
yes.
250? So
yeah, when I calculated it last time, it's
yeah. Okay, so yes, and if you wanted to, you would also imagine the fact that this guy deals with jewels, that he may be interested in the Helm of Brilliance.
Ah, yes. Beatrice would rifle around.
Okay.
And we also have this, and she pulls it out and plonks it.
An incredible piece of work. I can buy all of this from you for 20,000 gold.
We did go through a lot to get these. These are all from a plane of existence that has not been left in a very long time.
Roll me a persuasion check.
Oh, this is not good.
21.
21. I could maybe stretch to 25,000. Not much more than that.
Give me a moment. And Beatrice turns around and gets everybody into a huddle and sort of goes towards the back of the store a little bit with all this stuff. And in very hushed tones, like, Sevia, was there something that you wanted? Have you found it?
Yes, and I think and she actually would have asked for Fall's opinion on a necklace.
Oh, yeah.
So whatever kind of necklace the two of them would have come to a consensus on. If listeners will let me apologize as I pull up my Pinterest board on Sevia. It would probably be, she would have gravitated towards something blue and gold. She probably would have gone for something visually similar-ish to her old one. Actually, she would have gravitated towards a pink kind of gem. And she would have found all the pink gemmed necklaces and would have just poked around with Fall until they decided on one.
And that's from within the store that we're currently at.
Yeah.
Yep.
I'll send the one I found on Pinterest to the group. I feel like this is what they would have found, but yes.
Hand me the one. Show me and be like, which one is the one you want? And Beatrice will take it.
This one.
Up to the. Perhaps you could throw this one in, she says to the shopkeep.
Roll me another persuasion check.
Dirty 20.
Dirty 20. That would be acceptable.
Then you have yourself a deal. And she pulls out the rest of the gems and the necklaces and then says, you can have these dresses too. And just, it's the two dresses that were there as
Gives them a weird look and kind of use them to just scoop up the gems.
Because that's what she'd been using it for. She'd wrapped everything in the dresses. Because the chest had fallen. But yes.
All right. Right. And so are you still attempting to sell on the manual as well?
Oh, I forgot about the manual. Does he look like he sells that sort of thing too?
Not really. Not really. Mostly jewels.
She won't try and sell it on there.
Okay. All right. So if you're still looking at selling the manual as well, roll me another investigation to find an arcane bookseller.
19.
19. Okay, so you managed to find one that not so much a shop front, but a little kind of market stall-y type thing. The being helming it is this strange. You recognize the kind of creature that they are, because you actually fought one in Barovia. This is an Arcanoloth. Hello. How can I help you today?
Greetings. I have a book that I am looking at selling.
That appears to be a book of great power. I can offer you 10,000 gold. And he lays eyes on Sevia and says, You You look like the spellcasting type. Maybe we could organize a trade of sorts.
Perhaps. Sevia? And Beatrice, grabs Sevia and drags her up next to her.
Oh, my goodness, yes. Hello. What sort of a trade are we thinking? Fine, sir. And she tries to take on the same stance that Beatrice has to try and look.
I have many spells.
Any spells?
Many spells. If you desire to... you are a wizard, yes?
Oh, you can tell just from looking at me. Yes. Well, I will admit there is nothing quite on my mind at the moment, as we are actually on our way home at the moment. And once I am home, it is I'll be fine for spells. Frankly, I already have more than I really use.
Of course.
Although, yes, no, most of the things I would even think to ask you for are actually a little beyond my level of ability.
Well, then let's keep these simple then. I can offer you your friend here 10,000 gold for the tome.
Oh, that is quite a lot of... Looks at Beatrice. That seems like a mediocre to adequate amount of gold for such a thing that was acquired from a whole plane of existence that hasn't been heard of in many centuries.
Yes, but...
is in fact the subject of fairy tales most of the time.
Yes, but this is still... It appears to be enchanted with a kind of magic that is, though quite rare, found on many planes of existence.
Right.
I think
Well.
10,000 is a fair price.
Actually, 10,000 and 1 or 2 prepared scrolls of Revivify might be worth our time.
Roll me a persuasion check.
Okay. Don't fuck me. Fuck. That is a smooth 11.
How about 9,000 and the 2 scrolls of Revivify that I have in stock?
That looks at Beatrice. Seems like a good deal.
That is adequate.
Adequate, yes. I agree about this adequate deal.
And he proffers out a hand.
She shakes it.
No, as if to ask for the book. So it's not in shaking motion, it is hand it here motion.
Stevie still shakes it.
Yep. And then immediately gets embarrassed and leaves to the back of the group. And leaves it.
Just hands the book over.
Yeah, and you were given 9,000 gold and the 2 scrolls.
It was a pleasure.
The pleasure was mine.
Beatrice isn't laughing. This is just Emily laughing.
Yep. All right. So you have sold on all the unwanted items.
Is there anything that people would like to purchase while in Sigil?
Exley is is actively looking, but isn't like going out of his way or telling anyone what he's looking for. He is looking for a shop that he doesn't believe would exist.
Try me at Sigil.
He wants to buy a shadow.
Of course, because he doesn't have a shadow.
Forgot about that.
Yeah.
Poor Exley. How's your identity crisis going, buddy?
But your shadow was slain. So roll me an investigation check.
19.
19.
No, 12.
12. Okay. So you come across this this almost hut-like building that's got like a thatched roof. It's a circular building, and it's worked by I mean, you've seen one or yeah, you've seen one in Barovia. You recognize this to be a hag of some description. What can I do for you today, Tin Man?
Good day. I was hoping to acquire a service from you.
And what was this service that you desired?
As you can tell, I am not exactly whole. And he turns and is there like candlelight or something in the room, or any form of light? Yeah, he's just going to point at where his shadow should be.
Let me see you. Come closer. I wish to know the source of this problem.
Exley will move closer.
She takes out this pearl. You can see, it's quite dirty, but you can see through gaps in the grime that it is a pearl. And she places her hand on your forehead and holds it there for a minute while she chants into the pearl almost. And the solution is quite simple. And it is a service that I can provide.
What do you require in return?
Very little.
Respectfully, I somehow doubt that.
I just want to check something before phrasing this. So, there will be no upfront cost to this, but I will desire to return some. I will take but a moment of your time at some point in the future. Just a moment. Do you accept these terms?
Can Exley see if this noble merchant is, trying to swindle Exley in any way? Is there some untruth to what she is?
Roll me an
they're
insight check.
Oh. 16.
16. She seems to be forthright. There's something off-putting about her, but like that could very well just be that she is a hag.
Exley will extend his hand in a handshake.
All right. Her hands are very bony and very grimy as you touch them.
Oh, he's going to pull back really quickly. Out of curiosity, are you a devil or a Yukoloth?
I am neither of these beings.
Very well, and he will go and shake the hand.
All right. And she casts Remove Curse upon you, and your shadow returns.
It was a pleasure doing business with you.
Indeed it was.
And he will leave.
Okay. Conrad, was there anything you were looking for here?
Yes, many things. So things Conrad was interested in were jewelry. I presume he just wouldn't have been interested in what was at the jewelers that we went to, because we went past that. But he's very interested in getting more like earrings and stuff like that.
Yep.
So that's something that he's generally interested in while we're having a wander. He's also interested in like more like weaponry type things, light armor. I'm imagining more like just like one of the strap over pauldrons or something like that.
Yep.
And also mundane medical things.
Okay.
Beatrice is also interested in armor. I will say, whilst things have been happening, Beatrice has figured out and divvied up the funds that they have gotten. She's taken her cut for the stuff that she's been carting around since the Ember Temple, which leaves everyone else with 6,180 gold.
Yes. All right.
Each.
All right.
Jesus
So
Christ.
I'm just trying to find the price for.
No, I'm going to talk about how much she's got.
So where is just the for the like for the healing supplies, you can get I believe the herbalism kit might be it. I just want to double check that I'm not messing that up. If anyone wants, so the two of you looking for armor, Beatrice and Conrad, you can actually find not just mundane armor, but even some enchanted armor, if you would like. Some basic enchantments you can find that are reasonably cheap, like reasonably cheap being still in like the 1,000 to like couple of thousand gold range. But that's stuff like your basic resistances and effects. Similarly, you can find some cheap low-level enchantment weapons. If you're willing to spend a bit more, you can get into like the 6,000-7,000 and over level to get even more powerful enchantments for your weapons and armor. But was there any particular thing you were looking for with that?
Beatrice is mainly just looking to update her leather armor. Perhaps something that's got some light enchantment to it.
So you can probably find a +1 set of studded leather for about 1,200 gold.
Yeah, Beatrice will probably grab that.
And is Conrad looking for something similar, or?
Yeah, he is.
Yep.
Yeah.
So that was what was that? 1,200.
1,200 for a +1
Cool.
set of studded leather.
+1 set of studded leather armor.
Yeah. Or would Conrad prefer something that's more of a type resistance?
I'm not too sure. He's always very interested in magic, and like, especially being in this city, his eyes are glittering a lot more as he looks around at everything.
+1.
It does seem quite distracted half the time while people are forcibly going around in a group. But yeah, I don't know if he'd want a particular damage resistance thing. I don't think he'd really comprehend that. So probably just a +1.
Yeah. What else is there that might grab his attention? Just trying to find some stuff. Yeah. There's also what proficiencies does Conrad have? Just the
it's just light armor. He's a rogue.
Okay. Yeah. There. Yeah. So probably the +1 would probably be most likely, or if you wanted to go, it would probably be about 5,000 gold for +2 leather.
Yeah.
And that option is also open to Beatrice, but yeah, I don't know how much she's willing to spend.
Yeah, no, I think Beatrice is all right with the +1.
Yeah.
In terms of weaponry, Beatrice may look for any sort of enchanted arrows or things like that.
Okay.
Anything she can find.
People will sell you enchanted arrows if you would like. And Conrad, people will sell you like enchanted daggers and the like if you would like. However, there is another option for each of you. So there is if you're just trying to get like just general enchantment, plus so a +1 bow is definitely available for Beatrice, which would be around about the 500 gold. For Conrad, this isn't going to be on Beyond yet, but he is able to find so you find this kind of leather worker, or the same one that sells you your armor. It says, do you wear am I remembering this correctly? Doesn't Conrad wear like a bandolier of daggers? Yeah. So he sees this and he says, if you're willing to upgrade that, I have just the thing for you. And he brings out this very elegant-looking black bandolier with gold detailing to it, and you can tell there is a light amount of magic to it. This is a blinking bandolier.
Interesting. Is that magic?
It is. Any dagger that is drawn from it is left with some of its enchantment for a brief period of time. If you throw it, it will return back to its place within the bandolier.
Ah, useful. I can do some of that normally. But applying it to many would be useful.
Yes, it's always better to use the resources of an item if you can, to rather than expend your own resources. Saves it for better uses.
Interesting. I'm interested. How much?
1,500 gold.
1,500. Yes, of course. That is but a trifle. Yes.
Okay.
I shall take that.
Okay. And yeah, he sells it to you. So it's not in Beyond yet, but so the blinking bandolier.
Excellent.
It can hold up to 10 daggers.
Yes.
And any dagger, any mundane dagger, that is kept within it, is on the turn that it is drawn, conferred with a +1 bonus.
Okay.
And when if it is thrown on that same turn as well, it will return right back to the bandolier.
Ooh, excellent. Cool stuff. So Conrad hands over the gold and kind of like adjusts it. And I imagine like the studded leather armor is just sort of like more like staffing type stuff, which is just building on top of his regular outfit.
Yeah.
He kind of just like tests it out and stretches it. Good. Yes. No. This should do it. Good. Excellent.
Wonderful.
Beatrice does purchase the +1 longbow as well. I have done that.
Brilliant. So it's healing kits I need to look for in here for
Healing kits.
for those who are wanting those.
And possibly some just regular healing potions.
Yeah. So a healer's kit, you can find those easily enough. They are 5 gold apiece. So those of you, yeah. So it was both Beatrice. Was it just Conrad or Beatrice?
It was Conrad that was looking for it, but
So
I guess everyone's here.
If Beatrice is with Conrad, she'll plod along with him.
Okay. Yeah, so you can probably... How many were you looking at buying?
Conrad just wanted one.
Oh, just the one? Okay, so yeah, so that is 5 gold.
He looks uncomfortable.
Beatrice would grab one as well.
Okay, so 5 gold each. Kit has 10 uses and can be used to stabilize a creature. All right. Anything else?
Yeah, Full is basically not going to get anything practical. Full is going to get like makeup and such, like a disguise kit essentially.
Yeah.
And they're also going to get some jewelry and probably see someone can get their ears pierced for them.
Yeah.
And they're going to get a new outfit.
So disguise kit is 25 gold. What kind of outfit are you looking at getting?
Basically, my general gist is it's like a colorful shirt with like the shoulder cutouts, a big red coat, and longer pants. It's all quite colorful.
Okay. So,
And then like practical shoes.
Okay.
And PJs as well.
All right. So I'll say that's probably going to cost you around about 15 gold all up.
Okay.
So for between the two, and they're quite nice pajamas as well. And as far as jewelry, between Conrad and Fall, you can basically spend, like, there is a lot of options for jewelry here. You can spend pretty much whatever you want, and find whatever you want.
Nice.
Okay. So, was that all that people were looking for purchase-wise?
If at all possible, Exley would really quickly want to look around for somewhere that is able to either sell or potentially make a very cheap, like crude but effective to a point set of armor or armor-esque items and a large spiky club to give to his friend.
Okay. Yeah, so he's a large creature, so it's gonna be quite expensive. Do
Big
you,
helmet as well.
yeah, just like a sealed faced helmet so that
Yeah.
so that maybe those who are uncomfortable with undead are a bit less queasy about it.
Pretty much, yeah.
So for a large creature, you're probably looking at spending about 3,000 for a set of full plate, and that's just a mundane set.
Okay.
You can have enchantments to it if you would like to spend a bit more.
Maybe on the weapon.
Okay. The weapon easy enough to find options for larger creatures as well. And roll me an investigation check for that one, actually.
That is a straight 9.
Okay. Yeah. It's the only place you really find something along the lines of what you're looking for the weapon. The enchantment you can get is like just a simple +1.
Okay.
All right. So that is a large +1 club. Essentially. Okay. And was there anything else people were seeking out other than a way home?
I mean,
No, you go. You go. Oh, okay. I was just gonna say, whoever is unfortunate enough to fall into Sevia's radius during this time has their ear spoken off. Does not matter who it is. She will tell them interesting facts that she thinks they would appreciate. So, for instance, if, say, Conrad were to come up to her, she'd be like, well, you see, there are so many, anyway, she gets very, flustered, but she would be like, see, it's really interesting, actually, because you can actually pick, which weaponry is from which plane of existence based on, the symbols and the way they shape it. Different planes have different kind of forging techniques for different things. So, for instance, certain planes, maybe, people there are more keen on, stabbing things really, really hard. So their weaponry is going to generally be quite heavy and quite forceful. Whereas some planes, they have a world that's maybe a little more focused on, finesse and being quite, like with the things you do. So that weaponry would be very, I guess floaty is a word. Not that I think you're floaty or anything. I think you're actually quite sturdy on the ground. Is that a compliment? I don't know. But
okay. So
and she would
so what was it you were going to ask about, Laura?
Oh, well, obviously, Conrad's main point of interest is actually talking to people about, like, where, if they don't know of Fierlor, if he's allowed to.
Yeah.
Basically.
Yeah. So roll me...
I'm presuming he's doing this because we're all moving as a group,
Yeah.
so...
Yeah.
It
Just
depends
basically
on who
whenever...
asks first.
Yeah. Whenever someone stops to go into a store that Conrad's not necessarily interested in, he'll ask around, I take it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Beatrice would assist him.
All right.
Okay.
So for this one, I'm going to call it, because of the approach you're taking, a persuasion check, as you ask different people for information, and because of Beatrice's help, you do have advantage on it.
All right. Yeah. Persuasion. So, cool. So first roll is a 19. Second was a 2. So I did not need Beatrice's assistance. So 25.
25. Okay. So,
And Conrad does look very, like, he's very perturbed that he's not able to go off and do things on his own.
there aren't that many people that that have heard of Fierlor. But you do get to talking to one like one person, what would they be? It's hard to pin down what kind of creature they are, but they're some sort of fae, by the looks of them. And you mention to them, they don't immediately recognize the name Fierlor, but as you start to describe it as one that's a bit out of reach, I guess, compared to other material planes, they say, "Ah, I know exactly where you're talking about."
Good. Do you know how to get there?
I believe I do.
Excellent. Can you tell me how to get there, or show me? I wish to return. I have plans.
You know what? For let's say 100 gold, I might be able to show you to the door.
100 gold.
Yes.
All right, deal.
And
Once you take us there, I'll give you half now.
of course. Are you and all your friends done with your shopping?
I am not certain. Beatrice, are we finished?
I believe so.
Okay. Yes, I'll gather everyone then.
All right. And so yeah, you gather everyone, and you get together and you follow this fae being, and eventually they lead you towards this glowing orange portal. This I believe will take you to your home, if it is as you describe it.
Excellent. So to Fierlor.
Yes, if it is as you describe it, then yes, Fierlor.
Kari turns and looks at the rest of the group, I guess.
Oh gosh, that was a lot easier. It's not going to be like some weird time or something, is it?
I do not believe that there is such magic as that. It could be, but as far as I know, it's not like the Feywild. Most material planes are not. Sigil is not, so I shouldn't see any reason. Unless you have been away in some such plane that has similar...
I mean, I hope not.
So is it a back and forth sort of thing?
Yeah, not really. It is... You go through, and sometimes the portal stays open, sometimes it will close.
You can come with us then?
Why would I need that?
Well, to make sure I've held your part of the bargain.
Do you not trust me?
I simply want to be certain.
I am a fae. I must be honest in all of my dealings. If I tell you that I have taken you to your home, then I have taken you to your home.
Oh, actually, another thing. Where specifically, like geographically, is it going to put us?
That I have no idea. Probably some urban settlement.
Oh, good. It's not going to put us like in the ground or in the sky.
Oh, definitely not those.
Okay. Oh gosh, I guess we'll have to find our own ways back. Well, that sounds good, I guess. In a way.
Suppose anything's worth a try.
Yes.
Although I do, Sevia kind of stands up a little straighter. To a certain extent, I agree with Conrad. You are also fae. You are fae. You know more about plane travel than we do. Surely you understand that for newcomers such as us, potentially we need a guide. Would it not make sense to secure your investment to make sure we can pay you the other half?
Yes, I have more gold after all.
Roll me a persuasion check. With advantage because of Conrad's interjection
I would be willing
of
to
gold.
offer further.
Okay. Thank you, Conrad, for that dirty 20.
Okay. I would not have desired to leave Sigil today, but what harm could it be?
Excellent. Then you will travel with us together, so we can make sure that we reach the destination we are looking to reach. Conrad says, as behind his back, he puts the dagger that he would sort of eased out back into its little slot.
Yes, I will take you through the portal.
Good. Excellent. Oh then, are we all ready to return home?
Yes.
Okay. So who's the first to go through the portal?
Oh, I assumed we all jumped through together. We're going to Neverland.
Definitely an option.
Conrad puts a heavy hand on our Fae friend's shoulder and is like, well, let's both go together then, shall we?
Of course.
He's
and-
not friendlily guiding him to walk with him.
So the 7 of you, 5-player characters, Prime and the Fae, step through. And you step through to see this immense city of towering structures. There are sky ships in the sky, and the strange mechanical contraption resting upon lines of metal moving around with a lightning coursing off of it. You look behind you as if to go back to the back to Sigil, and the portal has closed up. There, you are home. What do you want from me? Can I go now?
This is not home.
What do you mean this is not home? This is a place, this is the prime material plane that is harder to get to than the others.
Perhaps we didn't quite explain enough.
It is cut off. It is cut off just like the others. It is cut off just like you said. And machines exist? You said that.
Industry, yes, and Sarata, this is not...
Yes.
This is immense.
Oh, this is Sharn. City of Towers.
I have not heard of this place in Fierlor.
Yeah, this is not a place any of you are familiar with.
Kura doesn't suddenly very distracted and interested in like the airships and the train, the rails as well.
This seems interesting.
Yeah, it's very, very strange.
You see,
Alright, so wrong place. How do we go back?
Yes.
I do not know. You'll have to find another portal or someone who can teleport you through the planes.
Can't you do that?
No! I can teleport myself, but my magic does not extend to others.
And Conrad points at like makes a little hand gesture, and in his hand his rapier appears, and he's like pointing it towards the face, like find a way to take us back.
All right. I can cast plane shift.
Plane shift,
cast
yes.
plane shift. If you just let me go through the arcane motions of casting plane shift.
Yes, for magic.
Yes. All right.
Corey continues to hold the rapier at him.
And all of us will go with you.
He notably does not respond because he is chanting arcane words here. And you see him finish the spell, and with a click, he disappears. And you are all still in Sharn.
Oh, come on.
Damn it! Corey turns around and just throws the rapier into the dirt. Which then blinks away into nothingness.
Ah, Faye. You've not missed that.
What? I have never met someone like that. That's... where are we? How... Now we're just stuck in another place.
You see... there are... The streets are bustling with many creatures. Most of them seemingly human, or at least humanoid in type. There's a few dwarves and halflings, some elves, but the rest kind of either are human or similar enough but unfamiliar to you in other ways. There are what is of interest to at least you, Exley. There are these beings that are similar to you but different. Beings made from wood and metal. Automatons that seem to be moving around as if they have their own agency. The key point of difference you do note that they have that you do not is a strange rune on their forehead that you do not recognize, but they are unmistakably constructs much like yourself.
Oh boy.
Fall, you notice that people are looking at you with an eye of concern. And Beatrice, people are looking at you with an eye of confusion, like they've never seen a being such as yourself before.
Beatrice, noticing the people staring, will lock eye contact with the first person she sees, sort of make a little noise and puff herself up.
And you get like a bit of a cocked head of curiosity from that.
And she sort of shakes herself and all her feathers go back into place. Hey.
You see a couple of people coming down the street, seated upon various dinosaurs. One upon a triceratops. Another. What others are here? Let me find this.
Phil kind of shrinks down a little bit after seeing the way that people are looking at him, and then they kind of like look up, they hear something, and then they see a dinosaur.
Yeah.
And they're like, and they like go and hide behind Exley.
Yeah. And you see
Exley is fascinating.
Yeah, there is, you see a level of excitement brimming around these dinosaurs, as if they're not, the vibe you get from the people kind of around them is that they're not unusual, but they're not things that are there just day to day. They're clearly there for some sort of event. But yeah, so there's Triceratops, there's a Tyrannosaurus Rex that appears to be somewhat tame, with a harness upon its back that the rider is controlling it from, or guiding it from. Allosaurus, Deinonychus, an aging, very, very old looking Dimetrodon. And yeah, it's strange to say the least.
Well, that's new.
This is
Celia, what are those?
Does Sevia know what they are?
Roll me a history check.
I was well, I guess.
Oh wait, my history is good. That's an 18.
18. Okay.
I got a 5.
Yeah, 4, you do not know what these are. Sevia, you haven't seen any of these, but you have read about them in books.
Okay.
There are creatures like these on your prime material plane, but most of them are in 𝗔𝗧. These are dinosaurs. And basically giant beasts. Well, not always giant. There are some smaller beasts as well, but they seem to have some sort of connection to lizards, and some theorize like birds as well. Yeah.
Okay. These are.
Sorry, I was just going to say, Beatrice is quite well travelled.
Yeah, so roll me
Beatrice...
roll me a history check on that.
$16?
16, yeah. There's probably one or two specific species that you don't necessarily recognize, but yeah, you know these to be dinosaurs.
These are dinosaurs. They are. On Fierlor, they've evolved. They've become lizards and potentially also birds, especially chickens.
No. They still roam in 𝗔𝗧.
Oh, they still roam.
Yeah.
They still. They're only in 𝗖𝗧, but they are said to be related to birds and lizards. And Yeah, I've never seen one. Yeah.
I've seen
Big.
them.
Oh, well, bully for you, Beatrice! This is a series of very overwhelming circumstances.
I say, 42.
Yes, Conrad,
There are others like you here.
there are.
Was the old man lying to you? Did he steal you from another plane?
I do not know.
Curious. Perhaps it was fate that we were brought here. Also, have you seen one of those lizard things? I don't understand that. I've never seen that. I suppose you wouldn't have if there weren't any in Barovia. It's very strange.
I have not. I would very much like to study one.
I say, if there's anyone like closer enough, or even just like a person standing by that isn't on the dinosaur, be like, "Hello there. I'm a traveller. Where was
Well,
Hello.
welcome to Sharn then.
Sean? Is it?
Yes.
Yes.
And you see it's this this reasonably tall human man with a tight black beard on his face and short, well-kept hair. But yeah. Yes. Oh, the dinosaurs that you asking about?
Yes. What are they?
Well, they're dinosaurs. They're in town for the big race. The big
A
races.
race?
Yeah.
They raced.
Yes.
Oh, so like a big horse, but scaly.
Well, not really, but they can be raced just the same.
Can one be purchased?
Oh. Maybe, if you ask the right person. They're not usually for sale in Sharn, but if you find the right connection.
I see.
You might maybe even be able to organize
Do you know the
to pick
right
one up.
connections?
I don't, unfortunately. But even yeah, you could probably get yourself a dinosaur if you so desired. With might need to take the lightning rail out to pick it up, but
Yes, lightning rail. I must admit I'm from very far. Have you heard of Fierlor?
can't say I have. No.
I believe it may be on another plane. Do you know of that sort of magic? I am novice with magic.
I'm not too familiar with it. This is Eberron,
Eberron.
and that's where we're going to leave it for this week.
Oh,
Dinosaurs!
Thank you, everyone.
thank you all very much.
Thank you for listening. Goodbye.
See you next week.